Well, hello there. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where it is you are. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the second half of the weekend. Historically, the quieter half, although it's all the same now. Days blend together. It doesn't really matter. I am delighted to have a relatively clean desk. I have a fresh pot of tea. I have no animals in my cat cam bed because she wandered off. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe not. I don't know. And I'm delighted to have you guys to talk to. How you doing? What's up? Wish you a wonderful year. Thank you. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I could use a nap, but I betcha I'll snap out of that. I think I just need to speak and think for a little bit. I love the SDV stream. Missed that game. It's taking all of my self-control and willpower to not touch it outside of stream, and I think that's a good rule for me. It'll help keep my Stardew Valley addiction contained within, you know, clear, definitive borders so that it doesn't start to, like, creep into other areas of my life and hijack my time, which is already going towards Animal Crossing. Although now that in my new island save I have had KK Slider visit, now I'm just in kind of the point where you're just like grinding money and recipes and like trying to get stuff to decorate with, and I usually realize pretty rapidly at that point that I don't have as many good decorating ideas, or I might have good ideas but then I try to do them and it just looks like I've just put a bunch of stuff down, and then I tend to lose interest like a month or so after this point, so we'll see. I thank you for the 6-month resub. Half a year already? Goodness. Yesterday was scary. Let's hope today goes well. Twitch is doing its best, and some days your best is great, and some days your best lets chat die, and that's okay. We'll all be okay. Nafora, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I'm sure Twitch wishes Twitch wasn't this way, but this is the Twitch we have, so this is the Twitch I'm going to accept. I was glad it wasn't just me, at least. After ending my stream with the lack of any chat whatsoever, I like browsed around a little bit and went, okay, it's everybody. That's good. They're not trying to like freeze me out individually. AK Richie, thank you for the 9-month resub. Happy 2021, Hazel. Hope it's wonderful. Thank you. Right back at you. Wondering what you would do if Twitch died at the beginning of the stream and not the end? It depends on which part of it dies. Like, if the stream dies, then I probably just go, welp, the universe wanted me to have today off, and I would just do something else off stream. But if it was just chat, I give myself 50-50 odds, depending on how entertaining I'm feeling that day, that I just do the stream anyways, with no chat, and just pretend it's a Let's Play. I imagine it would result in more long, awkward pauses, but also more odd tangents, because there's nobody to, like, judge me and stop me from them, so it would probably have its own upsides and downsides. Have you seen this cat? The Big Ski, thank you for the 10-month resub. What happened yesterday? Did 2020? Yeah, I've lost hurrah. Oh, I imagine there'll be a few more hurrahs with that kind of energy. But yeah, no, at the very end of stream yesterday, and to be fair, I did go a little over stream time because I had some stuff I wanted to finish. But at the end of stream, chat died for like all of Twitch. So there was just no chat at all. I can't get over how everyone was like, oh, the carrot starter sad, and all you were thinking of was eating Grubby. They did not, after all, allow me to eat Grubby, but they did allow me to keep Grubby, so, you know, he's not completely off the menu. What do you mean more long tangents? So today on stream, I want to drink my tea and drink my water. Hydration's important. I want to level some characters. You can see this one right here. She has a bear on her head. She's level 58 now. She shouldn't have any meaningful amount of rested because I was working on her last night. But I'm thinking about seeing how close I can get her to 60, because so far I only have the one level 60. And delightful as she is, and as much as those wings are so good. I love that they're just a little teal at the ends, like the color tipping at the very ends of them, it just makes it. In love, but I think that at this point in Shadowlands, it might be finally time for me to have a second not 120, 60. So I figure I would log into this and just kind of see what's up, see how much progress we can make. I'm sure there is somebody in the world that can do 2 levels in 2 hours. I don't know if I'm one of them, but I'll show you kind of how I've been leveling. The coin icon is my character boost, my character level boost that I received back in BlizzCon 2019 when I pre-ordered Shadowlands. So I've had that for over a year. It used to be a 120 boost, and now it's a level 50 boost. And I don't know if I'm ever going to use it because I like leveling. And I have everything leveled effectively anyways. And I like leveling, so even if I wanted something new, a boost just feels like it's taking something away from me. It feels like they're punishing me and being like, no, you don't get to level that character. Here, go straight to the unfun part where you have to figure out what all these buttons do and how you want to keybind them and how you're going to get gear next. So, I mean, I guess you got a level 50 to 60 at that point still, but I have enough 50s. I don't need another one, so that's just going to live on my loading screen until the Queen of England comes over for tea and decides that she wants to try this World of Warcraft thing and that she would like to boost a character on my account. Let's see. 60 plus 60 is 120. The backless dress makes the priest transmog so much more elegant. I love that it gives that extra kind of visual space for the wings to really breathe. Oh man, all right, so level 58 and 12%. Typically, I've done both of the weekly dungeon quests, although I don't think they really did a whole lot for me. Typically what I've been doing is visiting every zone and doing the pet battles in each one, because it's like reasonable experience and it's not too difficult to do, and I'm getting stuff, like I'm stacking up extra pet level stones and quality upgrade stones, and I feel like I need those right now. So I've always been a big fan of any WoW grind where I can kind of get double juice for my effort, you know, work towards multiple goals at once. So if I can work towards improving my pet collection while I'm leveling my character, then that's not so bad. I should start in the zones that are not Maldraxxus, because this is the state of my zone goals. As you can see, I'm part of the way through 3 of them. I finished one of them. I finished Maldraxxus. This character is a Necrolord, so I was spending time there anyways. But the other 3 zones are all halfway through. I may not finish any of them, we'll see. It's not actually worth all that much. You get a renown, I believe, and you get like a piece of gear. I kind of want it just for the, I kind of want the gear just for the transmog appearances, but I bet you I get them in dungeons or something anyways. Tarako, thank you very much for the 3-month resub. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. Let's see. Came back to the game after a Christmas break and I'm enjoying leveling now. It's been a while since I've touched 50 to 60 leveling, actually. Or not, pardon me, I mean that too, but it's been a while since I've touched 1 to 50 leveling, and part of me is getting that little itch in the back of my brain that's like, ooh, but you don't have one of these, and you don't have one of these, and shouldn't you level your goblin? Probably just because I have a goblin on my sweater today, and I looked at her, and I'm like, oh, she's so cute, she's healing. She's a priest. Don't I need a goblin priest? And the answer is, no, you don't. You have 4 priests already. Calm down, but, you know, I'm easily influenced. Been a while since I've been able to stop by. Hope things are going well. Shadowlands is just amazing. I'm a big fan of it for sure. What's happening today? I'm leveling my level 58 druid. The end goal for this character has always been PvP. And the longer I wait, the more fun it looks, and the more I want to get caught up and start to play. I have no special delusions that I'm going to be any good. But I want to, at the very least, you know, play and figure out what I'm doing and grind out vicious mounts. And if I can get any better than that, then that would be great. But I mostly just want to try, you know? So I'm leveling her as Feral while we're questing. I did do some dungeons, because I can heal dungeons. I did some of those. That's how I got a good chunk of my progress here. But dungeons are only 7%. And even when you have people carrying you, they don't go that fast. It's leveling, but it's not that crazy. This method is going to be really slow because I'm going to have a lot of travel time, but that's okay. Ghostface, thank you for the 2-month reset. Did Torghast get nerfed at all while I was gone? I left for my break just as the raid came out. Torghast got nerfed. I don't remember exactly when that was and relevant to everything else, but probably. Give it another try. Maybe it's easier now. You should be okay so long as you can cast Convoke. So for Resto Druid Pvp, what I've heard is that, and what I've done here, is I've gone Necrolord. Adaptive Swarm has been discussed in the things that I've been able to Google anyways. For PvP, it's been noted that for Resto Druid, Adaptive Swarm as just like a really short cooldown, strong boost to your throughput on your hot healing is a really nice tool to have to help boost your single target healing throughput, because that can be one of the weaknesses of Resto Druid in PvP. My priest is a goblin. I really like priest for goblin. I had a goblin holy priest back in Kata for a while, and their animations were a little different back then. They changed the goblin animations at some point. They used to have female goblin casting animation would effectively be big tickle, tickle, tickle fingers. And she would like wiggle them. And then you would, I think I was playing Discipline at the time, and penance would just come out of the tickle fingers. And that was just so delightful to me that I suffered through healing Cataclysm era Zul'Gurub and Zul'Amon, because those were rough and pucks. Missed the last few streams. Congrats on getting Midnight. Can't believe I missed that one. Why, thank you. I can't believe I got it either. Yeah, there's a clip of the Midnight drop. There's also a highlight now. I cut together a short video that includes some of the Midnight Train. I'm gonna have that on YouTube probably tomorrow, but it is in my Twitch highlight folder as well. We need to see you try Resto Druid solo Torghast runs. Yeah, I want to do that too, just to see what it's like. I want to know how. I need my bubble to be burst. Like, my Holy Priest Torghast bubble is a beautiful place to live. I feel all-powerful. It lets me imagine that I'm some immense and incredible gamer. Odds are that that is not, in fact, the case. So, so I think that the moment I start doing Torghast solo on other classes may teach me the error of my ways. Or not the error of my ways, just the fact that I'm not, in fact, a legendary gamer. I'm a passable gamer. But I am curious to see what it goes like on Resto Druid. Resto Druid is not too bad, at least up to layer 7. Okay. I'm certainly not going to have the benefit of the item level that I have been enjoying on my priest, because my priest is a character that I raid on and do Mythic Plus on and whatnot. So I think that's also something I've been kind of taking for granted that I will not have access to, because this character, she's going to be in fresh gear. Although I will PvP on this druid is the plan. I had some thoughts though. There was an idea that was born last night with its like little shiny idea kernels emerging as the petals of the idea flower unfolded around it. You know, freshly spawned thought that the idea of doing different things in WoW is usually either incredibly attractive to me or just immediately written off. I don't really have two ways about it. Like, I'm either 100% doing that, and that sounds like a great idea and I really want to, or no, that won't work for XYZ reason. Like, I have the justifications lined up before I've even heard the thing. I'm very Boolean in that regard. It's very yes or no. So, for a long time, people say, Hazel, why do you play Holy? What do you think of Dis? Why don't you play Dis? Have you ever tried Dis? Is Dis fun? What do you think? And I always say, I don't know, I'm a Holy Priest. I'm too stubborn to try. And that's been the case, and that continues to be the case. Except, unless, I was thinking, my dreams for PvP largely center around doing arena. I will do unrated battlegrounds for as long as it takes to get, like, gear and honor and whatever, like, if I need to. I'm not against them, but that's not the kind of content that I'm really looking to excel at eventually. Paladin, thank you for the 3-month resub. So the end goal is arena, and I have been off and on trying to become a better Resto Druid in arena for 5 years now, and it is hard. Resto Druids have a lot going for them. They're often very good. They're very versatile. They've got great movement speed. They don't need to cast very much. You can shapeshift. You can shapeshift various CCs. They're a great healer, don't get me wrong, but a lot of what makes a really good Resto Druid involves play that's a little bit more difficult, because you need to predict what's about to happen. You need to be really good at reading the game and reading your enemies and seeing, are they about to polymorph me? Are they about to stun me? Are they about to swap to me? Are they about to swap to my group? On top of just the rock, paper, scissors of using cooldowns and trying not to overlap them, you're also trying to shapeshift polymorphs, you're trying to juke kicks to get CC, or CC is hard casted with Cyclone and Roots, and you are trying to pre-shift swaps and stuns and whatnot with bear form so that you don't get, like, polyed out of it, and also so that you're more defensive. And then they have, like, a lot of buttons to manage. So I know that the moment I say something is hard, I'm going to get a bunch of people that say, no, it's not, because people just like to, you know, if somebody is good at something because they put in the time, they like to assume that that it's good, easy for everybody, and that everybody else must be really silly if they don't know how to do it. But I think that compared to other healers in PvP, Resto Druid's a little tough. If you're going to be good, like at a certain level, you can do whatever you want, it's fine. But if you're going to climb, I usually hit a wall where I need to get really good, and it's a lot. So I'm not giving up on that grind, but I do think when compared Discipline Priest, if we think about it, almost always good in something. There's very rarely a patch where Discipline Priest is not applicable in various comps. You fit it into Rogue Mage comps, you can fit it into Melee Cleave comps, you can fit it into Turbo, which is my preferred comp. I enjoy playing with Warrior, Enhancement Shaman me. I'm a big Turbo healer, so Discipline Priest fits well into that. Your Fear is instant cast. You can't shapeshift stuff, so you don't have to, you know, so I can't fail to shapeshift polys. All I can do is line it or not line it. You also have instant cast stuffs, and I feel like a lot of the work that I've done up to this point in learning things like basic fate casting and positioning and whatnot is transferable and is applicable, and it's possible that with a little time that might also be a viable healer choice for me. And while I've been very stubborn about not playing Dis in PvE, I think I could get into it in PvP because it's different. I don't like mixing and matching specs across multiple, like, I don't want a PvE heal on my Resto Druid because she was for PvP, and I don't want a PvP on my Holy Priest. But a different spec might allow me just enough separation to please that weird part of my brain that is like this. And maybe I could set up either my main priest or a different one, because the other consideration is that my main priest is spec'd Kyrian, and I don't really know how far that will take me in PvP as a discipline priest. I'm sure it won't ruin my life off from the get-go, but it's probably not optimal. It's very unlikely to be optimal. Let's see. What I'm getting is that you want to switch to Dis PvP so you don't have to bother with all that. Not necessarily switch, but I'm eyeballing the idea of trying it out. Also because it looks like it might have less buttons. Racy Sapphire, thank you for the 3-month resub. Happy New Year, Hazel. Happy New Year. You may not be able to shift, but you can use Death to break some CC. Yeah, you've got Death. You've still got some movement speed. You've got, like, the cooldowns are quite good. And I think that I should give it, I think it's worth a try. If there was ever a patch to come back to PvP, I feel like this feels like the best one to try since Draenor, just in terms of how easy it's going to be to get set up and geared for PvP. Like, PvP gearing hasn't been this good in a really long time, and that was really the effort required to get a PvP character set up for PvP was kind of a sticking point for me in PvPing very much in BFA. I didn't PvP much in BFA. I got all the vicious mounts and that was the end of it because I didn't want to grind extra essences and Azurite gear and like there was so much non-PvP that you needed to do to actually get set up, and I just didn't. And then of course when Corruption came out and you needed to do Horrific Visions, I just tapped out altogether. It's still unclear to me how I ever got the last vicious mount because I did not bother doing like leveling my cloak and my druid. I got her cloak and I'm pretty sure that was when it ended. Resto Druid's gonna be Necrolord. She's already Necrolord. You're gonna level an alt priest then? I don't know. That's the thing, is I don't think it's going to terribly set me back to attempt to PvP on my current priest spec discipline, right? Like, because if I'm just getting started, I'm just kind of getting the hang of the moves and the talents and the abilities, and I don't think that at early levels and at early ratings being Kyrian's gonna hold me back all that much. Indeed, there's a strong possibility that I might kind of like having Philo Serenity. It sounds pretty useful, and that the nice thing about Boon of the Ascended is once you've cast it, sure, they can CC you with like a stun or something like that to wait it out, but they can't actually interrupt it. Both Ascended Blast and Ascended Nova are both instant cast, so if you have already baited out their Hodges and their, you know, whatever, then you can actually, especially if you're fighting a cleave team where everybody's pretty stacked, you might be able to get a good amount of stacks on that on a cooldown. It might take some setting up, but it's not automatically, I think, like a failure. So I think I should probably maybe give it a go on my main, but then if I like it, but I really wish I was a different Covenant and I'm not switching that priest, I like her too much as Kyrian, then I could consider looking into using one of my other priests because I do have a bunch more. The Night Fae pod is so annoying in arenas, though. Let's see. Trying Dis PvP will be easier to set up since you have most of the priest legendaries. That's a good point. Did you know, and I'm sure you did, I didn't know this, and I found out because a friend also didn't know this and wasted a bunch of his time. Don't judge me too much for not knowing this until recently, but legendary memories are account-wide. Once you've ground them, you have them for other alts of the same class, or for the ones that are not class specific. You've just got those. You only have to do them once. I had a friend who had a second shaman he leveled up, and he spent 4 hours trying to grind a legendary memory in Spires of Ascension, and it just like would not drop. And then he realized he already had it, and because those are account wide, it feels a little arbitrary which things are and which things are not alt friendly. So I didn't know that either. But it's good to know. It's a good tip to have if you're, especially like if you're doing another character of the same class. You do not need to grind all the legendary powers again. You will need to do Torghast. You will absolutely need to do Torghast in order to get the Soul Ash. You need to actually craft the thing, but the powers themselves, once you have them, which is kind of nice. I mean, Harmonious Apparatus is a Holy Priest legendary, and I'm not planning on PvPing as Holy, but am I still in Resto Spec? No. Yes. No. Yes, I am still in Resto Spec. Bummer. Amazing news. Had no idea. Priest Venthyr as a dis. Use Mind Games. Just gives yourself a reverse card. Yeah, maybe. Probably what I'm gonna do for that is look up what all the top players are running, because I don't have the theory crafting brain to be able to properly distinguish. And if it's like an alt character, like I already picked my favorite cosmetic. I already picked my favorite. Am I disciplined? What have I done here? I've already picked my favorite Covenant for Priest cosmetically, so I don't feel the need to do that again, which means I could just pick whatever the top PvPers are saying is optimal. I am going to switch to Feral, because that's what I prefer to level in. Armco, thank you for the 4-month resub. Also, Xfixing with a 14-month resub. Thank you, Hazel and community, for creating such a lovely space at the internet. I have so many druids, I guess I'll go level them all, use the memories I already have. Nice that they're not tied to your loot spec. Yeah, that's true. It did lead to a little bit of frustration, I think, for some people early on, because I heard some people being very frustrated that they were picking up legendaries that were not for their... What on earth is this world quest? I have not done this. There's an Animacone, so I guess I'm just a moth now. I can't pick these up with my own 2 hands. Alrighty. Yeah, I heard some people at the beginning of Shadowlands feeling frustrated that they weren't getting the legendary that they wanted, and they were getting legendaries for other specs instead. And I think that was just kind of a misunderstanding of how they were going to drop, because everything comes from a predetermined source. Like, you can very easily look up where your legendary power comes from. And it's normal to be frustrated if it comes from like a dungeon and it just won't drop for you. But on the whole, I haven't yet gotten stuck trying to find a legendary power. It seems that, especially if you are able to get into some Mythic Plus keys, those seem to have quite a high rate of dropping the dungeon powers, at least for the ones that I've seen. Definitely would have wasted some time doing that. I don't know if it applies to as many people as I initially thought it did, because it's a somewhat unusual thing to level and maintain multiple alts of the same class. It's something I'm very prone to doing. And PvPers tend to do this as well, but a lot of people, if they have one max level character of a class, and they don't bother. But there are also legendary powers that are not class specific. There are general legendary powers, and again, that's kind of like a nice alt thing, and that if you just need something on an alt, then you already have those, hopefully. 2 more. So this I thought I was gonna have to use more of these things. I can put enemies to sleep. I can sprint. I should use that. Enemies to sleep. I can heal and stuff, but I'm just kind of running around grabbing them, although I have gone too far. Let's see. Do you think they'll add Covenant Druid form appearances? I'd play Necrolord if they got Slimecat form. I don't think so, because if they were gonna, I feel like they already would have, and at this point, adding more collectibles that are Covenant locked is just going to upset people, because you'll have druids that want all of them and then feel like they either need 4 druids or they need to switch covenants, and you're gonna probably create more frustration than is worth their time. But I do really like the idea of the themed appearances. Hi Hazel, how are you now after you're done with Karazhan? Sup Abdul? It's a beautiful sun. It's a new year. New year, no more Kara, new me. I'm coasting. I'm floating. I'm living the dream out here. Ooh, I got all 10 Animacones. World Quest definitely has been my favorite way of of leveling, really. I don't think it's necessarily faster. It's just kind of, I don't know. I already know how to do some of them, at least, because of having done them while leveling, or, on my other character. And then, sometimes they give gear, and it's just kind of very clear and straightforward as to what they do. I suppose I could do the side quest, but I'd rather just go do a pet battle. Let's see. Should give it a try. Midnight drop? I know. Yeah, there's it dropped for us on New Year's Eve. It was the last possible character that I could have run Kara on in 2020. It was the last run of the week and the last mount run of the year, and it dropped for my survival hunter. You can level on world quests and alts. Yes, using Threads of Fate. I should caution you that if your goal is to level very quickly within like a short calendar period of time, it's not necessarily optimal. Threads of Fate, some people will tell you it's faster and some people will tell you that it's not. Some people say it's faster if you can, you know, chain dungeons. What I find is that if you want to just sit down and grind it out, then you should probably stick to the campaign and just grind out the quests and get it done that way, and that's probably going to be faster. But if you're not like in a special hurry, but you just kind of want to log in for like, you know, maybe an hour in a day or like a half an hour in a day and just kind of do a few things, it's nice to be able to... Threads of Fate is nice because you can just kind of do world quests if you want. There's other stuff you can do, of course. You can do dungeons and you can gather as you see me doing, and you can do side quests. There's other stuff you can do, but you know, you can just kind of do some world quests. They'll give you some experience. Pet battle world quests give experience. Profession world quests give experience. And then world quests within a zone will fill up these bars that can eventually give you a little bit more experience. So like, you know, just stuff to do. And you're also getting reputation. I mean, you were getting reputation, I think, with the campaign anyways, but you'll get reputation. You'll get a little bit of renown. I honestly don't think that the renown from Threads of Fate is particularly worthwhile. I think that catch-up, and I haven't tried it yet, but catch-up renown, I have heard, is strong enough that you're not really going to miss one or two. They're probably going to come through for you at some point pretty soon. Lazuli, thank you for the 18-month resub. Thank you very much. Threads and party sync with the starter. Did you see the Asmongold stream? I don't watch any streams, really. I haven't seen anybody's anything. It sounds interesting, though. Grat said midnight. Why, thank you. All right, I am getting distracted by flowers, but that's something, or not flowers, or that is something that I kind of like. I've gone too far. I was going for that pet quest, but that's something I kind of like about leveling this way, is that I'm also, in addition to getting experience every time I pick up one of those nodes, and leveling up my Shadowlands mining and herbalism, so I'm going to get more of them, so that I get unlocking access to the profession quest, rather. I'm also getting ore, and I don't need that for anything. None of my professions use ore, so I can just straight up sell it, and that's made this relatively profitable as well. So, alert supercharge ion cannon. I suppose I don't need a TD script for that. I suppose I can remember alert supercharge ion cannon. Let's do that. Oh, kitty cat, you found the pet camera. I'm so proud of you. Supercharge. Probably not doing Nighthold. It's not easy enough yet. Especially not for all of my level 50s, and I'm not prepared to level all of them for the sake of mat runs. So Mechagon is the plan. Mechagon is the plan. Rust Feather, Arachnid Harvester, those should keep me busy for a while. And the dream, the hope there, is that they keep me busy long enough for either some scaling changes to come through for Legion raids, because I would, if at level 60, if on a fresh level 60 character, I could pretty easily just chunk through Legion raids, then I would move everybody out to Nighthold or whatever and start on that. But until then, which will either be when they get around to rescaling it or just next expansion, whichever comes first, then I will start the raids. But until then, I'm going to have to keep myself busy otherwise, because I don't want to struggle through Mount Run raids. That's not the way I like to do it. I am, I guess, going to get out of here. Well, that's, you know, I could use that. There's some item level upgrades. Maybe we'll do those. Maybe we'll run around and do the other, the other world quests here for some gear upgrades. You can end up with some pretty terrible gear if you're not careful leveling with Threads of Fate. You do get gear from, you will get gear from these zone objectives if you complete them, and you will get gear from the world quests themselves. But if you're just doing pet battles and professions, you can very easily finish leveling in the same stuff you started in, and that gets kind of dangerous. Love my Bastion Covenant ability so much, I'm already dreading when it goes away at the end of the expansion. Yeah, I'm neutral on it, but I've heard Night Fae getting very attached to their soul shape. I've heard that to be the case. I'm not Night Fae on any characters yet. I have a hunter I'm gonna level at some point just to, I don't know, have a Night Fae, I suppose, to start collecting things on, and that's when I think I'll really get used to it. Although, hunters are already fast. What mounts can you mine an herb on? You can herb on Arachnid Harvester, Lumber Extractor, and Sky Golem. Lumber Extractor is from collecting toys. Sky Golem is a Myth of Pandaria engineering crafted mount that can be purchased on the auction house. You cannot mine on any mounts unless you are using some kind of a consumable that allows you to do so. I don't know if there is a consumable like that for Shadowlands. There was Monal Hardened Stirrups for BFA. I don't know if there's currently any mounts that you can mine on. Somebody might know, though. How many mounts do you have? Somewhere in the 400 to 500 range. Something like that. I have not gotten super caught up with new ones, though. There's definitely a lot of Shadowlands mounts that I don't have yet that I want. 30%. I'm tempted to do dungeons. It's not bad. Dungeons are decent, but dungeons are also a little boring. Also, something that I noticed when I watched my midnight clip back, before the mount dropped, I was about to make a point about how much I like mouse over macros, and the end of that story was that on this character, this druid, she doesn't have mouse over macros. I don't use them in arena. Instead, because there's only 3 targets, I just use my scroll wheel to target. I scroll up for target 1, down for target 2, and then click, because usually my mouse is busy. You know, mouse over healing I find doesn't work very well in arena because I'm changing my camera angle so much. So I use scroll healing or scroll targeting instead, but that means that I'm not set up with mouse over macros because I don't want to use add-ons for it or anything like that. So when I do go into a dungeon, I have to go back to the dark ages of clicking on people's frames to target them, and it reminds me very rapidly of why we've evolved past that. It's rough. Laced right or liced right? I would say laced right. If I had to hazard a guess, I wouldn't call you wrong for saying it the other way though. Character bar. This is shadowed unit frames for my unit frame over here. So what do I need to do for this one? I actually don't tend to do a ton of world quests outside of Bastion just because, I don't know, it's far. my main is, these are kind of a trap. These bonus objectives are, unless you are just like having the time of your life running around the zone and doing the stuff, they take so much work and they don't contribute all that heavily towards this objective, and they don't give you anything crazy worthwhile on their own. This seems okay because I'm going to be getting double credit. I'm getting credit for both the world quest and the bonus objectives. That's fine. I still don't think I'm going to finish it though. We'll see. We'll see what percentage I'm at by the time I get done with the world quest. Good mouse over add-on. I don't know. I don't use one. I've heard good things about Click. I've heard good things about VoD. I know some people still use HealBot. I prefer just making straight up mouse over macros because it's just one less thing to update whenever add-ons come out. And I find that means that if my add-ons are having a weird day, I can still manage healing because it's done through native UI. I tend to avoid add-ons unless they're genuinely offering me something I cannot do with either a simpler add-on or with the default UI. Same reason I don't use any add-ons for raid frames. Although I may at some point set up shadowed unit frame party frames for arena healing because I am going to need to see more auras. I will need to see more like buffs and debuffs and stuff than the default frames are going to want to show me, at least for parties. So we'll see. I am a full alcoholic. I'm returning to the game after about a year break. What class would you say to return to first? Love them all. We'll eventually do all of them. I mean, in that case, it doesn't particularly matter. I would play a druid first. If you're going to do everything, I would do a druid first because it is going to ease your journey into the maw, and because it gives you, you know, you can mess with tanking, healing, melee, or ranged as you prefer, for the content as you tend to like it. Also, druids generally for PvE will join the Night Fae Covenant, which is a really neat one to join. They've got a very cool Covenant-wide ability, and then the Druid Covenant ability can invoke the spirits. Just cast like every druid spell for fun within like 4 seconds. It's quite ridiculous, and people seem to really like that one. So I would say that's a pretty good first pick for something to jump in on. Big debuffs can help. I've been there. I've lived that life, and it does, but the thing is, big debuffs is selective, and every time I need, like, I've spent my whole life trying to figure out how to make it show me everything I need and not things that I don't need, and there's just too many buffs and debuffs in varying states of when I need them. Big debuffs is a good starter point because if you don't know what you need and what you don't need, it's going to do a good job of highlighting things that are like really imminent, like this is a polymorph you can dispel. But when it comes to slightly more nuanced decisions, it can kind of let me down. And I'm probably still going to continue to use it, but I also need a place where I can clearly see every aura that a player in my party has, so that I may not be reading and understanding them all from day one, but eventually I will need to do that. So I want to have them all handy and in an easy and clear to read kind of area. Oh, it's just annoying when there's just so many. So many buffs and debuffs in this game, you know? Okay, I need one more good memory collected, which, here. I was very close to race switching all of my characters to Worgen since they can use mounts in the Maw. Yeah, once when you get, like, your first Maw mount, once you've gotten your first ever Maw mount, which you can get from... There's a Beast Warrens hunt that has a chance to drop it. It's a pretty low chance, and then you have to, like, unlock the Beast Warrens, which is its own thing. But that's an option. Or, good memory. These guys are scary. Or, I believe, Twisting Corridors, which is the Challenge Torghast mode that should officially release next week. Some people were able to access it earlier due to a glitch, but should be technically out next week. I believe there's a Maw mount that can come from there as well. It remains to be seen what the relative difficulty of getting that mount is, though. It's hard to... I couldn't tell you right now how likely it will be for most people to get it. I want that memory. There we go. Did you change your audio settings recently? No, haven't messed with anything. It's possible that I just sound I sound bad because it's morning. Oh, and maybe I haven't had enough water yet. Hazel, thanks to you, I decided to buy Hades for Christmas. I escaped after 27 attempts and discovered that Zagreus is the bisexual zaddy that this world needs. I love that he's just, like, inexplicably got kind of an Aussie accent. It's wonderful. Is Beast Warrens hunt not bugged? Haven't been able to complete it yet? I wouldn't know. I got the quest that says, unlock the Beast Warrens, and I looked at it and I went, and I haven't gone back to it yet. I know a friend of mine got the mount from that hunt, so I know it's possible, but I've heard that it's quite bugged, and even if it's not, I don't know. The Maw's dark. I don't like it down there. I avoid it whenever possible. And now that I have my rank 4 legendary and my priest, I could theoretically take, like, a nice long Maw vacation on my priest. I will need to do at least enough of my druid to unlock Torghast, but I don't think I'm going to mess with trying to get the Torghast upgrades. I don't think that I need them to get enough Torghast done just to get my legendary, which is all I really need. So, in the course of doing that world quest, I made it 55% of my way through that objective. However, I was going to say I should keep trying, because I should keep going, because as there is a world quest active, how much does that give me? 2%. Oh boy. Because there's a world quest active, maybe there's more people around so I can, like, tag things without having to fully solo them. But, it appears that I'm phased now, so I'm just going to try to see how many friendly things I can sneak to. And then, because, you know, these are a trap. They are bait. It's not really worth your time to do these. But since I'm already halfway done, is it worth my time to do the second half of it? This is my theory. Well, weeklies are worth doing. Yeah, I just don't know why. The main thing that you get from Venari, the main thing you get from Venari after the Torghast upgrades and whatnot is sockets. And I can just give up on those. That's not that big of a deal to let go of. I don't think that I am going to be vastly inferior to my friends because I did not grind sockets. In fact, I think I will not be alone in not grinding sockets. So... it's true that the weeklies give you the majority, the lion's share of your progress in the Maw. And I should probably do them, but, like, what if I didn't? You know? Let's see. Torghast stuff is BOA. So, are we sure? Because that's what I thought. And then I need to check, because I was listening to one of my friends investigate that, and he said he'd already bought the upgrades on one of his characters, and he was leveling an alt, and they were still on the vendor, and it still let him buy them, and it still let him use them, and that's a strange behavior for the interface if they are in fact account-wide. So I understand that they should be, and that maybe they were promised to be account-wide. I'm not convinced that they actually are. I'm not convinced otherwise. I haven't seen it firsthand, but I have doubts, is what I'm saying. I started playing Stardew because of your stream and I can't stop. I should have put a little warning label on it. Stardew is genuinely addictive, and whenever you Google help I cannot stop playing Stardew Valley, people are just like, oh, me neither, isn't Shane the cutest or whatever? And they're not wrong, but you know, they kind of skim right over the part where it's ruining people's lives. Lucid Blastonaut, thank you for giving out 5 gift subs, very much appreciated. And Apocalypse Cow with a 7-month resub, thank you very, very much. I can buy the 5 Phantasmal Orb with all my characters. They will still show up if you have it in your bags. Permanent Torghast's account wide, the other reusable one. Yeah. I haven't taken a look at it. Well, I will be able to shortly. Like, once I get this character to 60, I can just pop down, you know, once I've unlocked the intro stuff. I'm sure I have some intro quests to do, but I'll be able to pop down, take a look at the vendor, because I have the permanent Torghast upgrades, or at least the ones that give, like, extra epic anima powers, and if they're not on the vendor anymore, then that would be the end of that. Maw ones are not. Bought Stardew Valley yesterday because of you and Superman. I will fully and happily take credit for any Stardew Valley purchases, because I'm not sponsored or anything. I just think it's a magnificent game and that your life will be better for having played it. Apocalypse Cow at a 7-month resub. Thank you very, very much. I did repeat words in that sentence. It took me a moment to realize what was wrong with it. Started playing as well. I've got to prepare for the Q&A in chat. It's just such a cute game. It's cute, but also very addictive is the thing. Like, cute is not always enough. Over the years, I've seen various, like, reviews and articles about games that are just, oh, they're so precious, but, like, if they're very, very, very story-driven, I have a tough time with them. I think the only game that was, like, widely, you know, applauded for being super cute, but was very story-driven that I actually played was To the Moon. And it was very cute, and I did enjoy it, but it usually takes more than that for me to actually play a game. The satisfaction and the motivation of the core gameplay loop needs to be pretty strong for me to stay interested. And Stardew Valley does a really good job of that early and mid-game. Like, the progression grind feels really good through basically the whole game. Like, your first 2 years, you always have something really appealing and compelling to work towards. You know what you're going to do, and you've got options to choose to how you're going to work towards it. And the story is just something you kind of enjoy along the way on the side of your progression. And I like that a lot. I enjoy story when it's kind of just like an extra and not the main course of a game anyways. Magical Rainbow Squirrel, thank you for the 3-month resub. Wanted to thank you for continuing to provide a lovely positive space in the internet. You work hard, it's appreciated by many. Aw, shucks, that's super sweet. Doc Otter 6, also thanks for the 10-month resub. Happy New Year, Hazel. Thanks for the great content as always. Happy New Year. And Adise with a 10-month resub. Thank you very, very much. Have you ever played Slime Rancher? No. I have not. I have not played Slime Rancher. I've also, separately, not ranched slimes. That is a thing you can do in Stardew Valley, is you can build a slime hutch, and you can breed and grow slimes, and I've never bothered because it didn't seem that profitable, and I was always about the cold hard Stardew Valley cash, so I didn't mess with that just yet. Alright, so I am now heading to that world quest just because there is, in fact, a gear upgrade that I could get from there. There's a trinket that I kind of want. It's an Agi strength trinket, so I guess it's only going to do me good for the next, like, level. But, you know, it's an Agi strength trinket. Plus, I'm 83% of the way through this. So if there's any, it would be nice if I could finish this Night Fae objective. Maybe I should do some of these side quests. Maybe that's the move, is do some of the side quests so that I can actually finish supporting the court because I'm so close. I may or may not finish the other objectives, but that one is close enough that I think I should probably do it. Rogues are overpowered. My son plays it, but he seems to bounce from game to game like a tennis ball. By the way, how is the new farm? If I get that correctly, I cannot use sprinklers there. That is my understanding based on the little blurb that it had on the loading screen, is that the sandy soil means you cannot use sprinklers. However, there is an area, it seems to me, and I haven't fully gotten in and dug in yet, but it looks like there's an area, and somebody in chat mentioned that there's a spot on the beach farm that can support sprinklers. It's just not huge, but there is like a little zone that you can do. Yeah, I do have the Cradle mount. The 3, I got the Shimmer Mist Runner, the Cradle, the Wild Seed Cradle, and the Arboreal Gulper from Ardenweald, and that was kind of where I stopped. Eventually, I have grand plans to continue making mount collecting guides. It's just there always seems like I've had a week where I've been like really busy, but when I actually like look and try to figure out what it is that I've done, it all just kind of like fades away. I don't know why I've been so busy. I've gotten one dungeon in for the week, so I haven't been doing dungeons. Oh, I guess I'm heading back. Ooh, no, Tranquil Pools. I want to do side quests in areas that also have bonus objectives, so I can maybe squeak at both, maybe. Haven't played WoW in like 4 expansions. Is it a good place now, worth getting back in? If you're ever going to come back, now's the time. I think that now is probably the best opportunity that there has been in a long time, both because the game is really good right now, and it's not overwhelmingly difficult to get caught up in. The catch-up is actually not bad for new characters compared to other expansions, but also, I have no earthly idea what I'm doing here. I did not read. Catch-up's not so bad, and it's a great time to stay inside and play some video games, especially right now. Just, you know, chill out for a few more months. There's a baby unicorn from the Dreamcatcher. Get it? It's adorable. I used your mount video to get the cradle mount. Shadowlands the best X-Pack since Rev. It is, I think, my favorite so far, although I also really liked, I really liked a lot of expansions, but Shadowlands is... It's just kind of extra special. I'm clicking on these because they allow me to click on them. Gormlings coaxed to the wild seed. Okay. I'm trying to get Gormlings to eat this thing. Come on, buddies. Come along. Come along. I have not done this quest either. I didn't do any side quest really after Bastion. I had so much experience in my first character. All right, so that's... Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's one. Oh, I only need to do 3 more. Okay, that's not so bad. Yeah, I did side quest in Bastion, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to finish this main story. And I had, at that point, had already seen people that hadn't done it yet. Get to level 60, and on your first character, you needed to finish it. So I was seeing people get to level 60, and they were still in, like, you know, early Ardenweald, and then needing to chew through the rest of the story in order to actually, like, get started on endgame stuff. And that looked really harsh, so I just completely, once I got to Ardenweald, I was like, oh, I need to stop. Even in Maldraxxus, I did not bother with the world quests. You've been coaxed? Have you not been coaxed? What do you mean you've lost interest? You're right there. There you go. There you go, buddy. Okay. 1 Gorm at a time. Well, that seems unfair. Are they that snooty that they require direct, uninterrupted, individual attention? Oh, man. Yeah. All right. There you go. Come on, bud. When they lose interest like 2 inches from it is really funny. You can do it. There you go. 1 more. 1 more. Any gear? No. See, this quest is only going to give me 3,000 experience. Like, world quests seem to be giving me like 8.5. Whenever I can do them. I feel like they're just... And maybe this is like a small quest. Maybe they think because I'm only coaxing 4 Gorms, and they're small and cute and don't need to go very far, that it doesn't count as a full quest. But I feel like I've spent long enough on this now that it should count. How big they are, you could pick them up. Indeed, I really could. There you go. All right. Better quest next time. Let's see. So, see, now I'm feeding Gormlings. We've spent an awful lot of time killing rampant Gormlings, you know, elsewhere. Gormed branch used on Gloober. Encourage him to regurgitate consumed material. Oh, I'm sorry. That's really unpleasant. Okay. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't like this method of keeping livestock. Yeah, they're pretty cute. Oh, this one has to die. See, if we just need stuff from inside of their stomachs, there's a lot of Gorm that nobody seems to be particularly ethically concerned about in the south part of the zone, you know? Tyrna Scythe is filled with the stuff. As adventurers, we're usually pretty willing to just, like, slice stuff open and grab organs. Maybe that would taint the Gorm Gris. Maybe that would make it smell funny and make it not suitable for these purposes. Goodness. Violet Doe, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I am using KUI nameplates, yes. This one earlier, almost done with Shadowlands Lore Master now. Nice. I was really all jazzed to do that when Shadowlands first came out, and I was convinced I was going to go back and I was going to finish all these little side quest objectives. And the longer time goes on, the more I'm slowly losing interest in that, I think. Because it's not immediately clear to me what I'm going to get from it. I am always more motivated to do achievements that offer stuff, you know, mounts, pets, toys, Pathfinder, etc. And I don't think there's really a whole lot going on with the Lore Master. Not the way there has been. And because I already have Lore Master for the title, I don't know. Tyrna Scythe even has that giant Gorm. That's true. We kill that one all the time because Tyrna Scythe is one of those dungeons that you really end up in a lot because it's short. And, you know, I bet you there's plenty of Gris there. I don't think I need to make these nice ones regurgitate on command with a stick. All right, there you go. More experience? Nope, 3350. Yeah, I'm feeling that world quests are... Yeah, it's not great. I mean, I guess I can go turn that one in. It's going to give me a neck that I still cannot put on because of the Heart of Azeroth as item level. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think I'm going to forget about that side quest, and I'm probably going to go back to world quest because it seems that while yes, there's more travel involved, I am picking up herbs and ore along the way, and they're more experience. I guess I needed this extra percentage to help me get through... I need the extra percentage to help me get through this objective because one more world quest probably won't do it. I need maybe like a world quest plus one bonus objective. I wonder if any of these are easy. Like if they have a lot of things that you can just kind of run around and click on. As a druid, you don't have to get out of form for that. World quests seem to offer less experience than regular quests. I'm finding the opposite. I'm finding regular quests offering like less than half of the experience that world quests do. So I'm kind of considering prioritizing world quests. I do definitely see why people go for dungeons. I was finding that it was about 4 dungeons per level was how the average pace that I was seeing. And that's not bad. It's not great, depending on how your dungeon run goes. It could feel a little grueling, but I think pace-wise, especially if you can get through them in like 10, 15 minutes each, if you're really lucky and you've got like a carry or you just get good groups, then that's not too bad. That's probably one of the faster ways. I feel like an hour level is like a strong benchmark. You know, that's a good par for leveling alts. I usually take longer than that because, you know, just piecing it together, living my life out here. All right, well, that was 10%. What is this thing worth? I started this day with a big speech about how bonus objectives are traps. And now here I am doing them. One more plus that world quest should get me through the zone objective, and that's going to give me transmog. And while experience is fleeting, transmog's forever. Yeah, this is with threads. I have not come across a single gathering bot. People, they must be an issue because I've heard lots of tell about them. I've heard people asking me to talk about them. I've seen screenshots on Twitter, and in my own game, with my own 2 eyes, I haven't seen anything. I've never come across this. Maybe it's just not very prevalent on my server. But yeah, I've never once seen that. And also, to be fair, I don't spend a lot of time at Ardenweald, so maybe that's why. They hide in specific places. Yeah, I would imagine that Blizzard is probably aware and looking for ways to address it, especially because of how much press it's getting. It's possible that in the new year, especially when everybody's kind of back at work, that something gets turned up because nobody wants to see that, especially not after all of the great hope that was born when the changes to allowing input broadcasting software happened. Not multi-box farming herbs. So it's technically allowed as long as you are alt-tabbing to each character to collect it. It's if they're using an add-on to... Can I Oh, cut open a dead devouring hydra, I see. I don't know what they want me to do with this. If they're alt-tabbing to each thing to pick the flower, then that's technically allowed. It's if they're using input broadcasting software to clone their inputs. And technically, I think if they'd done it with like different actual computers and hardware, that's also technically not allowed. But that would just require a lot of different setups. I need to cut open the hydras. I see that. Although I don't know if I need to, but it might certainly help us go faster. I do not have Blanchy yet, no. Fishing bots do the community a service. Fish are cheap and fishing sucks. Yeah, but like for the player that actually likes fishing and they find that the prices of the fish that they're able to get are being driven down because other people are doing the thing they're doing, you know, in a way that's cheating. That's kind of a downer. Some people like to make gold by fishing, and that actively degrades, you know, that method of gold making. So I don't think that I agree with fishing bots any more than any of the other ones. I see where you're coming from though. Do all callings give catch-up renown or just some? I don't know for sure. My understanding, which could be wrong, is that things like callings in dungeons and other stuff have a chance, and a pretty strong chance to give catch-up renown, but it's not a guaranteed chance. So if you get lucky, you can get something from everything, and if you get unlucky, that you might skip some, depending on how lucky you get. I think it's just a random chance. You saved the butterfly fae? I see. Well, they got themselves into this mess, didn't they? Oh no, that one's gone. Here, I'll save one over here. We'll see how much it's worth. So if I kill a hydra, I don't dislike feral. For just questing and doing damage, I'm not against it. I think that's how I'm leveling all druids from here forth. If I'm questing on a druid, Boomkin is dead to me. I'm a kitty cat. It just, I don't know. It feels less like I'm doing it wrong. I'm still probably doing it wrong, but I'm not as acutely aware of the fact that I'm doing it wrong on this one. So I need to slice open. If I can ever get out of combat. I am a night elf, so I can shadow meld, which is kind of nice. I was told I could cut open gorms. In theory, true. In practice, not going so well. Oh dear. Oh boy. Okay. This button, this button, this button, this button, this button, this button, that button, that button. I'll be with you shortly. Assuming I live. This button. And then survival instincts. And then get out of the stuff. Very important. There we go. Surely I can slice open one of these. Surely I can get out of combat with these gobbling blossoms long enough to open a hydra. There we go. Oh, it's worth 1%. It's worth, oh no, 2%? Oh, okay, there's more. Each fairy is worth 1%, but there's like 3 fairies per. So that is worthwhile, assuming that you can get out of combat for long enough to actually do one. I gotcha. Chat Bundy, thank you very much for the 9-month resub. So happy that you got midnight. I thank you. It's a new era for all of us. I've decided that I need the Nightborn race because you've convinced me to make a priest. I started WoW 2 years ago, which means I haven't done Legion. So many quests to do in order to even unlock, but I'm committed, so I'm doing it. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't imagine going back and doing that now, but... Oh. Well, somebody else has that now. You take it. I can't imagine doing that now. However... what a gorgeous zone. Like, if you're going to be doing old quests in a zone, Suramar is one of the better places that they did in that time period. And I think the quests are quite good. I think. It's been a long time. I took my sweet time doing them when they were current, for sure. Nightborn Priest, though, is so pretty. Hope the bonus objective doesn't bug for you. I had it not complete after 100%. Try to get the last percent as a kill instead of a collection. Okay, that's a good tip. Alright. Sorry, 91% for this. Tranquil Pulse is only 55%. And then, so 2. So, that's technically 5 per Hydra, which is actually pretty good. Assuming that I can actually get them open. Yeah, that would be really frustrating working. You're not the only person I've heard have that bug. Chewing through one of these bonus objectives, which are pretty meaty and they take a while. And chewing all the way through it and then having it bug at the last minute, that would be really frustrating. Open. The zone's gorgeous. The portals make it easier. Almighty the quests. Yeah, it's been so long that I almost don't remember. I believe there are some adjacent artifact appearances. Like if you're also doing, I don't remember how much of it overlaps with Balance of Power, but if you can get that together, then there's some really nice artifact appearances from that, and I still use those quite a bit. Logged out, logged back in, completed. Okay. When Blizzard had the increased rep, I went back to Suramar to get each class to Exalt for the Class Hall Transmog. Each class to Exalted for the Class Hall Transmog. With Suramar. Oh, that's something that it sounds like I didn't do. Doesn't sound like me. Rival in training. Thank you very much for the bits. How strong is Power Infusion plus Fey Guardians? Not a clue. Sounds good. Power Infusion plus most things is good. I have no idea, though. Why did you choose threads instead of the story? It is almost certainly slower, but I liked the flexibility of being able to just kind of log in and do some pet battle world quests and level up that way, especially because those are just as easy on a leveling character as they are on a max level character. And I was picking up a lot of the flight paths along the way, and I was getting a lot of, I was getting like upgrade stones that I was able to use, level stones, from doing those world quests. And the experience from those is decent. You have to wait for them to keep spawning and you have to travel to them. But it's, I wasn't really in the mood to do the story again. So I felt like a slower but more relaxed, Threads makes for a slower but more relaxed pace if you're just kind of in the mood to log on and do a few world quests every day or however, whenever you want on your leveling character. And that got me most of the way there. I got 50 to 58 just through kind of a little bit of whatever. I did not finish farming class mounts from Legion. It's one of those things that I would like to do. It's on my list to go back and do, but with Shadowlands and how much content there is that I want to do in Shadowlands, I don't know if I'm ever going back to clean up anything. I don't know when I'm going to wake up in the morning and log into WoW and be like, you know what, the next thing I have on my list to do is go back and do some Legion class hall stuff. I got largely, not completely, but largely done with the stuff I wanted to farm out of BFA at least, but Shadowlands I think is going to take me so long because there's just so much, even just with pets, toys, and mounts. It's just going to take me so long, which I'm to be fair, I'm not complaining. I love how many different things there are to do and how many of them are just kind of like tucked into secrets, and some of them you can get really quickly and some of them take longer. I am in love with the collection in Shadowlands, but I am not going to be finished anytime soon. Okay, we're 93% here. Threads of Fate in my Venthyr lock. It was slow, but I got to get into the Covenant sooner. Yeah, and that's really nice, especially if you're kind of excited, like you already know for sure what Covenant you're going to pick. You're kind of excited about getting your ability started. It's kind of nice to do. I do recommend that even if you choose to level with the story, turn on Threads of Fate right before you finish, just so that you can choose your Covenant without having to like finish like the campaign. It'll save you some questing at the end, I believe, unless they've added a workaround for that. So I'm 97% here, so I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna stop collecting stuff and I'm gonna start just killing, just in case. I don't think it would really ruin my life, but just on the off chance. Such ADD with this expansion, I'll be off to gather an herb, then a rare spawns. All of a sudden I'm on the opposite map than I needed to be on. The Skyrim syndrome. I end up that way as well. I head out to do Pet Battle World Quest, and I am very guilty of following, connect the dots but with herbs. I will just kind of, here we go, connect the dot but with herbs. I'll just kind of head out to do something, but then end up like pinging from node to node to node with herbs and ore because it just feels so worthwhile, I suppose. Because, you know, I'm going to pick up a Death Blossom. It's going to give me like 1,500 experience, something like that. 1,100? 2 or 3 of those is like a side quest worth of experience. I'm going to have double gathering on every character that I level 50 to 60. If they need professions that are other than that, I will pick them up at 60. But I always level with double gathering because the experience is just so good. I should get her some glove enchants. That would help. Speaking of toys, if you don't have them yet, when you get the Blooded Sinstone and the Bonded Valkyr Diadem, you need to equip them at the same time, trust me. Is that the shoulder demon angel situation, or is that something different? I've heard people telling me you need to get that, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. Does Hazel know she can minimize the map? You mean like that? Yeah, I like the big map. I mean, I go back and forth sometimes. I don't think it's particular. I don't think that I prefer one over the other, really. If I'm looking at the map, then I'm not looking at other things on my screen. I don't think I really strongly need to maintain access to all of this. I am distracted. I came here, I think, to get... No, I'm not doing this bonus objective. I am getting that Fade Room. Goes even smaller. You have an angel and a devil on your shoulder? Yeah, I haven't gotten around to that one yet. I did get... What did I get? I think the last one I did was the Glimmerfly, the helpful Glimmerfly wings, which pretty cute. From a little side quest area in Bastion. Glimmerflies on strings. This was the last one that I actually went and got. I haven't... Wowhead was doing like a 12 days of Toymas where they were highlighting like really easy to get toys for a while, and I haven't gone through. I've been meaning to go back and like look through all of them to work through them because I'm missing most of them. And you know, sometimes you just need a real quick and easy guide slapped together and just to be in the right mood to go look for it. Just, you know, serve it up on a platter with some cheese and a grape. So we turn this in. Send her a playable race when, right? I want Dryads. I want to be Terrandrella. Got that yesterday. It's a funny little question. Yeah, it's a little grindy. It's not fast. You do need to kill quite a few Larian to get the quest objectives that you need, but it's good. Yeah, it was real cute. I saw a bunch of people. I know that I wasn't the only person reading those Wowhead toy articles, because in my raid last week, the day after they had highlighted the stylish parasol, I saw a bunch of people running around with them in my raid. I didn't get that one yet, though. That's on my list. Maybe I'll do a toy collecting stream at some point. So, Moonberry, I finished my objective. You're going to give me 71,000 experience and actually a staff. I can finally get an item level upgrade. I can finally replace my PvP staff from BFA with a two-handed Ardenwield staff. And then you get a Renown as well, which is of arguable importance, but it's something. There we go. Item level 126. We are on our way. I do love the little like sparkly spiderweb vibe of that staff though. And that got me like that far. What do I want to do now? I think I'm feeling... I never did do that world quest. Am I gonna bother? There's a lot of world quests actually very close together. Yeah, there's a lot of world quests close together in Revendreth. So let's fly out there. And let's fly out there and just kind of chew through a lot of these things, because I think those are going to be pretty good. We'll start at this point, but in the meantime, I am going to be right back. Not even there yet. I should make some bread today. I've been meaning to make some bread. I keep wanting to have a piece of toast and then being like, oh, I should make some bread because I don't have any bread and I don't want to buy bread because I can just make bread. I got all the stuff to make bread. I was watching an old episode. We're still catching up on watching Taskmaster on YouTube. And we just saw the one where they're trying to slice a loaf of bread with various objects. And one of the contestants mentioned that the bread smelled very good, and it just made me additionally desire bread. What PvP rating are you? I just started doing arenas for the first time last night. It's like a whole new game. Oh, that's exciting. I am rated nothing right now. I haven't even started yet. This character is not even at 60. In the past, I have achieved the highest ever rating that I got. Was on this character. I wonder if it's in my statistics tab. Statistics, PvP. Yeah, so this character, and I have played across different characters, so this isn't all of my PvP statistics, but on this particular character, she's played about 4,500 games. Not new ones. 4,500 games. Her highest 3v3 personal rating was 2597. I was 3 points off 2.6. Mind you, this was 2015-16 Warlords of Draenor, a long time ago. I was trying much harder than I have ever tried at anything since, and I was playing with very good people. I do not think I am currently a 2600 player. I don't think I'm a 2200 player right now. If I had to guess, I am an 1800 player at this particular time, and if I get on every day and I practice, I could squeak that up to like 2, maybe 2.2 with the right teammates. Those days are long gone, unless I really dumped the time in, and it was so much time. Back then, I streamed every day, but I streamed PvP every day, and I would just get on and pug queues for hours. I had a plan that I was going to not give up and not write myself off in PvP until after I'd queued 10,000 games was my plan. I was going to play 10,000 games, not win, but play 10,000 matches. And then I figured if I still felt like I was trash at the end of that, then I would give up. But I needed to actually put in the time first. 1,800, enough to get the gear set at least. That would be nice. Yeah, I am curious to see how it actually feels now, because I haven't PvP'd at all in Shadowlands. I don't know how it feels with Covenant abilities, but it cannot be worse than Corruption. Oof. So I wanna give it a try. I'm really excited to get this character leveled so I can give it a try. And also I am curious to maybe mess around with a little bit of discipline priesting, just to see, just to see what it feels like, just to get an idea, just for a second. No idea that stats page exists. Yep, bottom page of your achievement tab, stats. It's got all kinds of fun stuff. Some of it very combat based, some of it very silly. It'll show you how many times you've hugged people, I believe. Very bursty still, very fast-paced, panicky. Played threes last night for the first time. I prefer fast-paced to just every game being dampening. It is, as a healer, stressful to be healing really bursty games, because the problem is that if people are dying before you can tell why, it's very difficult to prevent against that. It's difficult to, learn and grow from your experience when your experience was, I don't know what just happened to you, dude. So that's the challenge, I think, that we'll have to face. Multiple times I died sitting in my trinket thinking I'll be okay. Wait, nope, I'm dead. Ah, yes, the greed. But when the greed pays off, when you sit in your trinket and you manage to survive without it, and then you have it for a later moment, those are the plays that really get you places eventually. Disc priests are very strong. Yeah, they're usually good. There's been very few patches that I can think of that Discipline Priest wasn't pretty toasty, so I figure if there was ever a second healer, if there was a second and third healer for me to learn in PvP, I would go Discipline Priest, Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver's always been high on my list just because of how much they annoy me when I'm healing against them. My teammate will be like, go get some CC in the Mistweaver, and I'll be like, I'm going, and I'm just chasing them around the map forever. And the best thing I can say is, well, I got all his rolls if you want to swap to him. And they go, no, we're good. And then that's the end of that. Like, I can't catch him. So, or I can, but then I get really behind in healing because of how much time I'm spending just like running around like a Scooby-Doo montage. So Mistweaver seems really great because of the mobility, but they also seem like another one of those healers that's a little bit tricky to master. So I felt like if I wanted a nice, straightforward... Am I doing a world quest or a bonus objective? I'm doing a... Oh, I'm doing a bonus objective, but there is a world quest up here that maybe might count. Although now that I've started the bonus objective... I should leave. I should not stick through this. It's not worth enough. It's not worth enough. Let's go do the Stalker's Lodge thing. Haven't made the switch from Holy yet. Threads of Fate faster? No. It's a little more flexible. Gives you more options of stuff to do. And I think I like world quests better than regular quests, but I don't know that they're faster. So this, especially if there's a good number of people around though, sometimes you can chew through a world quest very quickly, because you can like share tags and whatnot. So for this, am I in? Yeah, so we're 7% of the way through this. We're no longer working on that other objective. It does not count. I didn't really think it would. Necrolord Druid. I don't know about PvP Mistweaver, but it feels easy for PvE because you have one spell for each problem. PvE Mistweaving is something I kept trying, and I don't know why I could never really feel super comfy with it. I thought for sure it would be my favorite because it's my favorite color. I love teal. Can't explain myself. It's just a good color. Anything in the green-blue spectrum and everything in between, good stuff. Also, they have tea, they have dragons, they have cool animations. I don't know what really my problem with Mistweaver was, but maybe I just couldn't let go enough to accept that my hot was just going to travel around as it felt like, as opposed to how I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. I let go of Prayer of Mending. I check out Prayer of Mending. I don't care at all where it goes. I don't even notice. That is Prayer of Mending's problem now. Yeah, World Quest Gathering, with a particular emphasis on getting in pet battle world quests because of how fast and easy those are when you have teams all set up for them. And I have a decent pet collection, so I just kind of slap together teams with, I'm going to pull a couple things and hope other people help. Rematch, and then I just kind of run through. So this one, and then let's pop cooldowns and some AoE buttons. Need to get into pet battles more. All my pets are level 1. I think that as long as you don't just genuinely hate the concept, if somebody didn't like pet battles at all, then there's no real skin off their back lost if they don't choose to engage with them. That's totally fine. But if you're like even a little bit interested, they're worth doing just because of A, how convenient and easy it is to just chew through a pet battle world quest when you have the right team for it. It's like a free world quest in terms of reputation and like counting towards a calling. Secondly, if you can put in the time and do all the pet battle dungeons, the teleports to those dungeons are fantastic for getting around the world. Because I've done pet dungeons on any of my characters, I can get to the Deadmine, the Wailing Caverns, Strathholm, Blackrock Depths, just by going to Dalaran and then taking the Manapoof portal, or by going to Borel's and taking the Manapoof portal. Like, I can get around very easily on any of my characters to those places, and some of them are annoying places to get for some characters or for some factions, so just for that's pretty good. This should do me right. 97 or 96, 97%. Zufu's site shows daily places that it's best for leveling. Have you played Feral before, and do you like it? I've played Feral with leveling, and I think that's about the extent of my understanding. I understand that I have builders and spenders. I know that some of them are bleeds, some of them are not. Ooh, crap. I know I have offensive and defensive cooldowns, and that's pretty much, I don't know, the gist of it. I'm not good. I am no particular great shakes at Feral, but I like it actually for just questing and leveling. I like being able to stealth. It feels like a rogue, but just like a little less complicated, if that makes any sense. I forgot. There's a staircase. You go inside somewhere, and yeah, I can go downstairs. That's where I'm going. Well, yeah, here. There we go. And of course, druids, all of them really are fast. They're delightfully fast. Okie dokie. And I keep forgetting to use, it's not that big of a deal, but I am always forgetting to use fleshcraft. I'm never flesh crafting. There's so many fun crafts I could be making with flesh. Lost opportunities. Feral feels more complicated than Rogue? Suppose you can make arguments either way. You got like your single target dot, you got your AoE dot, you got your single target spender when builder, like, and it spends energy, builds combo points, and you've got your multi-target one. And then you've got your finisher dot, and you've got your finisher damage. It feels very like nice and organized to me, I suppose. Okay, that hurt. And then you can proc heals as well. Feral druids have much better self-healing than rogues. I feel like rogues are better at avoiding damage because you've got like Cloak of Shadows, you've got Vanish, although of course if you're a Night Elf Feral Druid, you've got Shadow Meld. But yeah, Cloak of Shadows and Vanish kind of helps get you out of damage in the first place and evade. But as a Feral Druid, you can heal it back much better. Your self-healing is not on a cooldown the same way that it is with Rogue. Okay, so we're heading up to that. Up to there, ideally. I do have a flight path? I never remember. I don't navigate Revendreth very often. I kind of avoid it, so I never remember where I can and cannot get through, because there's the big boy guarding the gate, but he might just chuck me through. I have a weak aura that tells me, Fleshcraft, you idiot, in Harry Potter font when I don't have it up in combat. That's a good point. I imagine that, like, in a raid environment, if you didn't use it on the pole, it's probably not worth using the globals to do it during the fight, unless, like, maybe you're on the dance boss and you've gotten to your spot, you've got some time. That's probably a good moment to Fleshcraft. But, like, downtime. But outside of downtime, can I just, like, sneaky? Can I be sneaky? Sneaky kitty? Do I remember where my stealth button is? There it is. Oh, he found me. He's going to throw me the right way, though. This is where I wanted to be. Because we're heading up the wall there. Also, you threw me right on top of a Death Blossom. Thank you. What does Fleshcraft do? It channeled ability, 2-minute cooldown, gives you a absorb shield equal to 20% of your maximum health, and that shield will be bigger. It'll be more of your health, up to 50% if you are channeling on the corpse of an enemy. More effective against like elites and powerful stuff. So for a raid fight, you're just using it before the pole on nothing for like a 20% shield. But in the world and PvP, I suppose, if you can kill somebody, you can get like a pretty good shield. It is not, you know, it's no soul shape, and I also feel that it's kind of inferior to File, but it's not bad. It's as long as you remember to use it, you're going to get some value out of it, which is nice. It's hard to misuse. Oh, is Fleshcraft in the dance phase? How did you find Castle Nathra overall? Which boss was the most fun? I have a steady dose. I have a large amount of recency bias in how I view raids. The most recent raid is always my favorite raid, but Nathri is so my favorite raid right now. It's so fun. Favorite fight is Sun King Salvation, although I was fuming last week. I've been really trying to be a good healer and work on my parses and work on my throughput and be the best I can be for my group. And I was aware on Sun King that when the infuser orbs come out, you pick those up, you get a big healing buff, and that if you can pool some cooldowns for that, might not be a bad idea. Maybe you don't hold them onto them your whole life, but if you can hold on to them a little bit so that you have like your power infusion and your guardian spirit up for when you have that buff, that's some good stuff, right? So I pool my power infusion and I pool my guardian spirit and I wait, and the invokers come up and they're all in one spot and they kill them and the red orbs spawn and immediately all of them are gone. And we're 3 healing this. And as it turns out, a Death Knight took one and a Ret Paladin took another one. And I was furious. They didn't even know, they're just like, oh, clicky thing. Look at this. This for me? I just took my unbuffed cooldowns and I used them anyways. And I was mad. I said I don't get mad in WoW. That's the exception. How do you feel about Convoke? I don't have it. It seems good. People seem to like it a lot. I am a Necrolord Druid, so I'm not part of the Convoke family. I wish Fleshcraft was a faster cast. Already feeling left behind by pugs. Yeah, I've heard that it's very difficult to get good use out of in dungeons and in like Mythic Plus because people just like run ahead and start getting into trouble before you even have finished your cast. How is your raid going? How far are you guys? Raid's good. We had 2 short weeks. We typically raid Wednesday, Thursday. So 2 weeks passed. We missed Thursday because it was Christmas Eve, and then last week we missed Thursday because it was New Year's Eve. So we've had 2 short raid weeks, but we've full cleared normal. We are... What is my raid progress? You guys probably know better than I do. I have my armory linked underneath the stream in a panel. We're definitely 2 of 10 heroic. We might be 3 or 4 of 10. I don't really know. I think we're going to make some good progress this upcoming week, though, because we finally have 2 weeks of raid night, and people's gear in the intervening weeks has been quite good because a lot of people had time off and they were really just like chewing through Mythic Plus, so people had some pretty good caches as well. There's a Soulbind ability that lets you cast it on the move. Oh, interesting. Yeah, kitty cat is, this kitty cat's cute. Hey, baby. She's a very cuddly cat on the whole. When I got out of bed this morning, I saw that she had loafed up like right on top of my husband's chest, but like tucked under the blanket, so just her head was poking out. I don't know how he sleeps like that. Maybe he doesn't, but it was really cute. 3 of 10 Hurricane? We must have killed Hungering Destroyer then. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had doubts. We had been really bad about the violent expulsion or whatever the beam thing is on Hungering Destroyer. We were awful. We were just nailing people with those. And I was unconvinced. Oh. Oh. Something to spend. Oh, Rampart's Racer. Oh. Oh, no. Something to spend infused rubies on. Oh. 0. I might have like 1 on my priest. I don't know about winning. I'm usually happy if I just get the world quest done. So that throws a rock at your targeted location. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. If you even have a rock. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not winning this one. I'll be happy if I can just finish. I am glad they brought these back though. I thoroughly enjoyed penguin sledding. I thoroughly enjoyed penguin sledding in BFA. That was one of my favorite world quests because it was fast enough. Not really fast compared to a lot of the other ones, but it was fast enough. Volatile Expulsion. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. We were doing very poorly with that, and I thought that our strategy was too complicated, but it turns out we were just doing it wrong, and once we figured it out, it went much better. Ooh, so if I get to Theatar, I can do that tea time quest. I've got like 19 minutes left for that. I am close. I'm 87% of my way, so I'm definitely going to get 59 today. I'm probably not going to get 60, but usually what happens is once I get within like spitting distance, once I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, once I have just 1 level left to go, every percent that I get feels like really important, you know, because it's the last level that I'm going to do on these characters. So usually I end up feeling motivated to stay on and just kind of do a bunch of whatever to get more experience because it's like the last level that you need. I suppose I don't need to stealth the entire way there. It's not actually that dangerous. Ooh, Widowbloom. Guild struggles with that too. Yeah, that one's Hungering Destroyer is an awkward fight to heal because you see people that have absorb shields on them and very low health, and all you want to do is heal them, and all you can do is stand on them and hope that others do the same. It's frustrating because you're like fighting part of your brain that's like, it sees the frame, it's like, heal, no, heal, no, heal, and I stutter step a lot in my head because my instinct is to try to heal them, but I know it won't work. So I spend a lot of time fighting with myself and my own instincts on Hungering Destroyer. The biggest thing that helps, and I think everybody could probably benefit from this somewhat, is turning on friendly nameplates so you can see what the actual, not only whether they have an absorb shield, but what the health total under that absorb is of the people around you that have the miasma, so you can decide who you should stack on, because often I'll see a bunch of people just stacked right on top of somebody that is capped, and there's one person that's got like no help or one person helping, and they're about to die, but nobody knows because if they don't have friendly nameplates on, they're not going to automatically notice that. Can I just pick this up? I feel like I'm unused to treasures that I can just loot. Return the components to the sanctuary. Did I just accidentally stumble across the umbrella? Is that happening? This is the tea time thing. So this is what we need to do for the world quest. Must fill bars. Theatar is my favorite character in the sex pack. He's fun. What does he want me to do though? Oh gosh. This quest is always, these ones are always odd because like your willpower falls. Right? I have never noticed any meaningful downsides, any meaningful negatives to having a fully depleted willpower bar. Like, he complains a lot when he doesn't have any more willpower, but that's the only thing I've ever really noticed happen to him. So he needs a parasol, he needs to slice some Venthyr, and some ash ghouls. So there's a parasol, so that'll help him with his willpower. That one just gives you rubies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do want to get the parasol. Not for the slow fall effect. I am lucky to play a priest and I can just slow fall myself. But yeah, I tend to avoid quests and world quests like this. Theatar is a fun character, but just vehicle bar quests in general, not usually my favorite. I think I have an uphill battle with learning to love the Path of Ascension. Oh, I can't do that because it's part of the bonus objective, and I am currently doing the tea time thing. Although it does seem, when I kill this, hang on. Oh, wrong button. It does seem, yeah, I am getting, I can't pick up the item. I can't pick up that thing for bonus objective credit, but the ash ghouls that I'm killing do seem to count. Yeah, that's interesting. Also, oh, I have an umbrella. Take a break. Oh, attacking cancels it. I can't attack with my parasol up? Oh, dear. So that one's an AoE. I despise the vehicle quests. Yeah, it's not even that you're all very ineffective. In the past, you would do vehicle quests, and your vehicle buttons would do very little. And that was frustrating. But I feel like it's just not... I don't know. Take a spot of tea. Take a break from the action to restore health and mana like a true gentleman. Very good. Found my parasol inside a random chest. I was so happy. Okay, I can't help that person. I thought I could, but I can't. How are we doing? We need just 2 more ash ghouls, and then we're done with the world quest, which is something. That's going to give us a good amount of experience. But not that guy. The bonus objective is really throwing me for a loop because I keep seeing things that are lit up, and I'm like, oh, is that for me? And it is, but I can't do it right now. 2 expansions down the road, they bring Kelthos back again. That would be something. Oh, now I need to make it to the tea party. I don't remember where that is. But I can bring my parasol there because I should be done with combat now. Maybe I'm just going back to where I came from. Oh, there it is. It's on the map. Okay. Theatar, can't you go any faster? Haven't you found some rollerblades or something? Yeah. Does anything, am I wrong? Does anything actually bad happen if he runs out of willpower? Maybe in the world quest it ends it for you, or you have to start over or something like that? I haven't really noticed anything. It just seems like he starts to complain and that's kind of it. Nothing bad happens? Strange. Okay. Not complaining, especially. Maybe it's just because we like Theatar, so we want him to have a nice time. we don't want him to turn it back into an ash ghoul. It resets you. It seemed it was for an achievement. You would assume it resets you back to the start. I suppose I haven't tried yet. Alright, so there's a good chunk of experience. Yeah, I feel like world quests are quite good relative to other stuff, so I should turn in those parasol components. Oh, I haven't won the wheelbarrow race yet. I took 1 try at the wheelbarrow race and I lost horribly, and then I was like, well, that was probably the end of it, and then I didn't look back. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to turn this in and then flight path back to the barrow race to try it again. I just assumed that my second place was good enough, but no, this game apparently requires winners. Animal Ben, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Let's see. If any of them run out of willpower, you get kicked back to the start. Oh. Let's see. Super easy quest, just annoying. Okay. So there's some rubies and some experience, just a little bit. I am 96%. All right, take me back. Let me barrow race again. See if I can do any better this time. It is for 270 gold. Threads of Fate lets you start stockpiling anima. That definitely seems worth it, even if the story is faster. Yeah, you do get anima early. You're also going to get a couple of renown. People seem to catch up on anima pretty fast, though. It's not. I don't have much anima. I currently have 810 anima. And it seems like you're getting thousands of it every week if you're just doing the world quests. I don't know. The consequences for Theatar losing willpower. So he gets upset and hurt, and you don't want to be mean. All right, I am going to try this again. Also, IB Jake, thanks for the brand new sub. Welcome. I believe. That's funny that the achievement requires you to win 10 times. Mine. The achievement requires you to win, oh shoot, go around things, me, to win 10 times if I can hit him with a rock. Oh no, oh no. And I assumed that that meant that I could do the world quest without winning. No, you know what? Starting over. Like all good champions and sportsmen do, if it looks like you're going to lose the race halfway down the slope, just hop off, march back up the hill, demand a do-over. Oh, go away. Boy. Akio, thanks for the brand new sub, and Luke, thanks for the brand new sub. Cheers, guys. And my catch-up seems good. Soul Ash seems harder. I am not looking forward to starting Torghast over from layer 1. It just feels like it's going to be really grindy. Okay. I'm going around the tar pool. Hey, that was mine. I'm going around the tar pool. You can have that one, but then I have this rock. I'm going to pick up another rock just in case. Around. Around. Oh no. I don't know where he is. Oh, not coming. Maybe he gave up. Maybe he did the sportsman-like thing and hopped off his trencher and climbed back to the top of the hill for a do-over. I would understand. Okay, all right. What else could we do? We have chains up there. We're so close. Chains up there, or primordial muck and sludge. Fun. Who doesn't love that? I could also get a crit trinket. Attacks have a chance to drain health if I did the bonus objective, but bonus objective, gross. Let's go do the sludge thing. I can just climb up the wall and hop down, probably? Question mark. Takes a day to start over on Torghast. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to reprogressing through the lower levels, and also, I think I'm going to hit a wall earlier on the Druid than I did on my Priest. One, because, you know, on the Priest it was time-gated, right? So, like, I only had so much gear, but they only opened up so many levels at once, so I could kind of keep up with that. But having access to all 8, I feel like I'm going to keep going until I run out of, you know, the ability to continue beating bosses, and then I'll be disappointed. And the answer is Hazel put together a group, you silly goose, but playing video games by myself, for some reason, that's my thing. Okay. So my plan is just to kind of jump. I didn't say it was a good plan. There's like elevators and stuff usually, but, well, I'm a cat. Cats take less falling damage. Will we take enough less falling damage? Oh, not for that. Fleshcraft? Nope. That's not what I was trying to do. I don't have flap. I certainly do not have flap. Interact with people? Yeah, rough. So this is one way to get down the cliff. I'm sure there's an elevator just like moments away from me. Sounds true. Is it worked out? Yeah, you know, I'm pretty close to where I was going. This is fine. There's probably a place you can jump from that lets you jump into the water. That sounds true. There's a lot of jumpy cliffs in Revendreth that have pools at the bottom of them that are great if you manage to hit the pool and very bad if you miss. I've run into. But no such luck over here. Need the parasol, Troy? Wild charge travel form jump? That might have worked. Too late now. I need to throw... Oh yeah, this quest was confusing because you're taking sludge and then you take it and then you throw it and then you... It's unclear. You're doing things with sludge. Maybe just because it's fun. Who doesn't love to throw around a bunch of sludge? I do currently have renewal instead of wild charge. That is correct. I generally live my life with wild charge on Resto, but for Feral, I just felt like, especially for leveling, it felt a little scary. And I am Resto Affinity, so I can pop out of form, give myself like a real quick rejuve Swiftbend, but sometimes it's nice to just have renewal. Although, to be fair, renewal did not save me from that most recent danger, when wild charge might have, although I really doubt I would have had the presence of mind to use it. Oh no, I want to tag it. So yeah, you throw the sludge. I don't have any sludge yet. I think I get it from somewhere. You like loot it or something? I'm having a fine time slaying the adult ones, but ooh, lace string. I love renewal. Always end up running it. When in doubt, flap it out. I'm feral spec, though. Can you even use flap when you're feral? Waldo, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Yeah, I get way too used to being a priest. People say that once they've played a druid, they have a hard time going back because of how nice it is to like run around in travel form and pick herbs while flying and run around in the maw. And they have a point, but as a priest, I fling myself off of cliffs with a reckless abandon known only to Pocahontas in the original film. It's, I greatly enjoy just levitating across zones because not only is it a convenient way to get around, it's very pretty. There's a lovely view from up there. Street. Finished Sunday aquarium upkeep. Thanks for the company. Very well done. I have mine in the afternoon, although I did do the betta tank yesterday. But I'm gonna do the small one and the big one after lunch is the plan. Travel form of the maw is amazing. Same for Demon Hunter. True, actually, yeah. Demon Hunters can do it with their own wings, which is attractive. They just give me, I just have muck. Either I looted it from something, or I can just, no, I recovered it from somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe I looted it from these guys? Did they drop the muck, or did I get the muck from elsewhere? I only need one more muck. Happens to the best of us. What do you think of alternate leveling? I don't know if I hate it or like it. I like it, but I like it fully understanding and accepting that it's not as fast, which is odd. You see a type of leveling that's only available to alts, and you assume that it is there primarily to catch you up faster, so it's bizarre when it is not faster. However, I still prefer it because it just feels a little less exhausting, I suppose. Like, it's just kind of a more relaxed way to level and all. I just like, you know, running around doing some world quests, grabbing some anima, getting some pet charms, and then, sure, it takes longer, but... Did I get another one? Yeah. There we go. So there is another 9100. We are level 59. Actually, we leveled, I think, before that, but we're level 59. And... do I want to? Yeah, let's go do the Soul Lantern thing. So we're 57% to aid the Venthyr. I don't know if I'm getting through all that. But yeah, 4%. Only 96% left to go. You gonna be feral at max level? No. No. Just for questing. Plan is to be resto. How's the bird feeder? Not talked about that in a while. That's good. Birds are a little quieter because they don't like the new seed as much, and also I've been taking it in whenever it's been really rainy because that feeder tends to get quite wet when it's like storming rain, and we've been having torrential rain here in the West Coast, so I haven't had it out all the time. But I do keep the hummingbird feeder topped up. But for the most part, it's just kind of in a nice little rhythm. You know, you see bird, you go bird, and then that's the end of it. Spamming dungeons, I have heard, is faster. Of course, variables are going to depend on how quickly your dungeons go based on your group. If you can get carried by people, that's quite good. But I don't know. I can't say I haven't done it, actually. I did get carried through a few last night. I was getting about a quarter of my level per dungeon. And they were taking about 10 to 15 minutes each. So you could get like a level an hour that way. So I think it is faster than the rest of this, and it will give you some progress on these objectives, but I don't know. That was spicy. I did not mean to aggro that many things, and I had to pop most cooldowns. But you know what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fleshcraft. Yeah, well, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Under 25% for the dungeon experience, 5 to 15% from trash. Got my Shadow Priest alt to 60 now to get her decent gear. Yeah, I am really curious to see how early gearing goes with PvP, because Shadowlands gearing in PvE, it felt like it came very quickly in early dungeons, like Normals, Heroics, Mythic 0, when you're getting loot off of every boss, or at least when loot is dropping off of every boss, whether you get it or not. That seems very fast, but as soon as you start to need gear from Raids and from Mythic Plus, it kind of grinds to like a halt because of how big the difference in loot quantity is between Mythic Zeros and Mythic Plus, and then between those things and also Raid. The weekly vault did definitely help fill that gap a lot, and I feel like my gear is in good shape. I feel like I'm gearing at a reasonable pace, but the early stuff was quite fast from dungeons, and I wonder if it's going to feel that same way. People said you get lots of stuff from PvP, so hopefully that works out for me. I need to go collect some chains, although I cannot resist Widow Bloom because it's usually the thing that's preventing me from making flasks, so I always like to pick it up if I see it. PvP is rough early. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll just suck it up and see if I can get people to carry me through like some early dungeons. Just like chew through some heroics and mythic zeros just to get like some early stuff on. In the past, I have been astonishingly stubborn about not mixing and matching PvE and PvP. So like I would not do dungeons on a character that I wanted to do PvP on. I would not do world quests. I did not want to do anything that was not PvP. And I think maybe I might feel ready to chill a little bit. You know, I don't think it would be the end of the world. Maybe it's just because I'm a healer main now, so I'm somewhat interested in seeing how, you know, Resto Druid feels healing dungeons compared to Holy Priest. So I'm not against the idea of healing some easy ones just to get some early gear, but maybe I'll be able to chill. Could happen. Stranger things have happened. So for this one, I need to retrieve some souls. Oh, I have them with me, I see. Let's try another big pull. Let's fleshcraft in advance and then try another big pull. Gonna stealth, I think, if I can remember my buttons. Maybe not. I know you do more damage out of stealth, but I never really bother. And then these guys, Bark Skin, Survival Instincts, Berserk, Tiger's Fury. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, that one. Oh no, where are you going? Are you resetting? That's strange, I didn't pull you very far. Oh no, so close. I do enjoy doing that. I do enjoy kind of sizing up a dangerous pull and being like, if I press every button, can I do that? And sometimes, most of the time you can. And every now and then you don't quite make it. Maybe if I'd played a little better. Would PvP be something you stream? I keep going back and forth on that. Casual PvP, certainly. Like, there's no issue with streaming some battlegrounds. We could just hop into those. That's no big deal. But Arena is tougher because I typically do Arena in voice. And unless I am not streaming any game sound, or I find a way to, or I decide to strip like Discord sound out of it, I run a pretty clean stream, but you would be hard pressed to get PvPers to have clean voice comms. And that would be a sticking point. And then the other thing is if I am pugging, that can be kind of awkward on stream. One, you know, it can be a little bit tough. I guess if I'm not streaming their voice, then it's not as important to tell people that you're just running some games, but it's I don't know. Maybe, I would say. I'm certainly a much worse player when I'm streaming though, and that is one reason to do most of my PvPing off stream is because I play better when I am not streaming by far. Chat, so far working today. I'm on board with it. Tips in getting into healing. I've healed some old dungeons, but kind of scared to heal current ones. You'll do great. Just start with normals. Normals are quite easy. You're going to get people that are still leveling. It's very low pressure. Nobody's too worried about it for the most part. So start with normals and read through your updated class guide just to see what people are talking about for it, and make sure you're comfy with your UI. Make sure you can see all the information that you wish you could see, and you'll do great. You just, you know, start out in normals, progress as you feel comfy with it. But I think you'll find normal Shadowlands dungeons to be very much a similar level to just old dungeons. Like, it's going to be about the same thing. Curopter, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Also, Katie with a 4-month resub. Good morning. Heck, on my Christian stream. Yeah, I should be very clear. It's not that I don't swear personally. I have nothing against profanity, and I curse like a sailor whenever I'm not creating content. I've just kind of over time happened into a pretty clean stream, and I like it. I like it that way, and it seems just kind of easier for everybody. People that do not want profanity don't have to worry about it. People that want it on speakers around kids don't have to worry about it. And I like to keep it that way because I don't think we're really missing out on a lot. I don't think that cursing would add a whole lot of value to my stream. So I'm happy enough to leave it out, but that doesn't mean that I don't swear horrendously on my own time. Just, I'm waiting for the day that somebody's like, oh, I was at BlizzCon and I heard Hazel say a bad word. I do. Just not on stream. Laylee Rin, thank you for the 3-month resub. What are you doing to get a better item level? I'm probably going to do a combination of dungeons and battlegrounds, but I really want to figure out what's up with PvP gearing. I want to kind of get a feel for what the deal is, I suppose. So I'm imagining some battlegrounds for that. Also a good opportunity to kind of get comfy with all my buttons and figure out my keybinds. I am going to need, probably off stream because it's going to be incredibly boring, to take like some time, clear like at least a good hour, make a cup of tea, put on a pair of pants, sit up straight, shoulders back, deep breath, and then tear down my keybinds and start over on this character, because, or not rebinding her binds, but rebinding what buttons are and like looking through macros and making sure that she has everything she needs, because my bars are a right mess on Druid, especially for Resto. Needs some serious work. I was raised by a trucker, but I have a kid, so I swear under my breath. Yeah, I'm of the impression that children will learn, you know, curse words eventually. There's really no preventing that. But, you know, doesn't have to be from you. Could be from you. Doesn't have to be. Whatever you want. But I'm not going to try to take it upon myself to teach people's children bad words for them. Oh, man. Pair of pants. Something I don when I'm ready to try hard at something. If I'm just hanging out in pajama pants or like sweatpants, then, you know, the effort levels become a little more variable. But if I really need to actually have a good think, then my best bet's gonna be to put on some pants. Or some like outside pants, as you might say. Or I might say, apparently that's not a widespread phrase. Apparently not everybody distinguishes between inside pants and outside pants. I don't know if that makes me more or less sloppy. I put stretchy jeans on every morning. It's my attempt to be more productive. Yeah, that's a totally valid and legitimate strategy. The clothes that you're wearing and how you feel about the clothes that you're wearing have been studied to have a pretty significant effect on your mood and other mental aspects about how you're doing. So if it's really whatever works for you. Did I do that quest? Yes, it is done now. I am 10% through this level now. I've done all of the world quests from out here. There is a pet battle quest in Maldraxxus, and I do not need to do a zone objective out there, but I don't know if I'm going to get another 40% through the Venthyr thing. My entire family is writers and English teachers, so I was taught curse words early, had it explained that they have specific uses, shouldn't be overused. That's really smart. I learned bad words, I think. At first, they were written on the walls of my elementary school. And then I asked a friend what they meant, and they said, "Oh, you can't say that." So then I didn't. I was never a particularly rebellious child. I really didn't have a rebellious phase, so if I was told I shouldn't do something, I just kind of took that at face value and then did not do said thing. So I was told I shouldn't swear, so I didn't. And for a long time, I was really obnoxious about it. Like, I thought I had kind of conflated, you shouldn't do that because you're 8, with swearing is immoral and bad. Like, I had those mixed up when I was a kid, so I used to really look down upon people that cursed with every other word, and I thought that they were just uncreative and uncultured because I was a pretentious little kid. I don't remember when I chilled out specifically. Probably when I heard people that I liked and respected using profanity in a way that kind of emphasized what they were saying in a way that didn't seem, you know, uncultured. There's definitely a trend, I think, with teenagers of using curse words in every sentence just because you're, I guess, exercising your right to do so. And that gets a little old, but not against it. Using like commas. I haven't worn my work pants in over 9 months and I'm liking it. I will happily never wear dress pants again. If I'm gonna wear formal wear, I am perfectly fine to make that like dresses or skirts or something like that, and then keep pants to like, I'm a big fan of sweatpants, jeans if they are comfy, and then like, you know, leggings and skirts and dresses and whatnot. Down. I had to wear slacks for a long time for work and for like band and school and whatnot. And I was never a fan of how they like kind of pinch you when you sit down. You know, maybe I just haven't had the right ones, and maybe stretchy technology has come a long way in the last 10 or 15 years or something like that. But I always found, like, I have many memories of getting like weird creases in my hips and legs from just being seated in band while wearing dress pants. Oh man. Also the fashion trends of the early 2000s when like pinstripes were in, it was kind of part of like this whole like a very Panic at the Disco inspired trend of like formal wear but more what do you call it? What am I thinking of? There's a word for this. Burlesque almost. Not that pinstripe pants are particularly burlesque, but I don't know. Yeah, I wore a lot of them back then, and I'm ready to leave that one in the past. Skirts are the best. Only got one pair of pants left. I am a big fan of skirts unless I'm cold. In which case, you can do skirts and leggings, but I find that that is like 10% less comfortable than just wearing sweatpants. So I don't do it on an everyday basis, but if I'm trying to feel a little more dressed up, I love wearing like an oversized gamer t-shirt, but then tucking it into like a high-waisted skirt, and because it makes me feel cute. I don't know if it is cute. That's really beside the point, but I enjoy doing it, and then if it's cold, you can put leggings underneath that, and then you got like an outfit. It makes me want to go out and get like sushi for lunch, and then I get sad because I can't do that. Far from 60. We're 59 and 10% in. I'm probably not going to finish it today, or at least not on stream, but, ooh, ow, ooh, ow. Probably not going to finish it on stream, but making some pretty good progress. Also, I like to do this world quest whenever I can because I understand there's a mount that can drop that seems to have its best chances of dropping when you are doing it for the first time. Did I not get credit for that? Oh, I did. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And then there's a world quest over here. Thank you very much, guys. High school. Yes, the high school fedora fashion. I don't think that I personally owned a fedora, but many of my friends, both boys and girls, did and wore them. Do you regret your choice to do Threads of Fate? No, not at all. Slower for sure, but I don't think I wouldn't have had this much fun doing the story again. I like the flexibility of just being like, oh, there's a world quest over there. Let's just go do that world quest, and then that'll be my thing for the day. Or like for a few days, I've been just kind of running around doing pet battle world quests and gathering, and that's making me some gold and getting me some pet upgrade stuff that I can use to help keep my collection all shiny and upgraded. Got that mount last week. I was super surprised. Got that mount on Friday. Yeah, I was reading the page for it. It's one of the more common Shadowlands mounts, but I hadn't seen it yet, and I was reading the Wowhead page for it, and people are saying it can drop from those arena opponents, but everybody that they saw get it in their groups, it was like their first time doing the quest for the day, so either it has a greatly increased chance of dropping from your first kills of each, or it can only do those things, or it can only drop from those things, something like that. So I do the quest whenever I see it up, but I don't go out of my way to farm it otherwise. For my first kill of each boss of the day. That would sound correct. That wouldn't surprise me too much. Odds are those were trilbies and not fedoras. The trend ruined both hats. There was also a lot of trench coats flying around. I had a trench coat. Well, actually, no. It wasn't a trench coat. I had a very long, I think it was like a pea coat. I had gotten it at Winners. It was like and I wore it. It was a black, like almost knee-length coat, but it had like a big sort of belt that you could tie to like cinch the waist in a little bit. It was very Mary Poppins. I wore that every winter for years and years and years. Thanks for the YouTube videos you do. Helps me keep up on the game while I'm deployed. Thanks for watching them. Short skirt and a long jacket. Oh man, I had some strange fashion choices as a teenager. I may never be that adventurous again. Not because I think, too shy for it, but just because, you know, when you're a kid, you know, pre-Rona, school was a fashion show. Like, everybody was wearing strange enough things to school that it felt like a very valid form of expression, and everybody was doing it. And, you know, there was always somebody that would appreciate it. And it was just felt, you know, wearing weird stuff to school was just kind of like a thing that you could do, and I chose to do it. And now, like, if I was going to get dressed up strangely, I could wear it in my apartment or I could wear it out for a walk. But it doesn't really have the same savor. I think the next best thing would be if I got better at taking photos of myself, I could wear strange things, photograph myself, and post that online, because I think that is what Instagram's for. But taking photos of myself is a process that I don't enjoy very much, so I don't do it super often. I used to hate flannels. Now all I wear is flannels. I was not a fan of like high necklines and oversized tops. I suppose they just weren't really the style at the time as a teenager, but I was all, you know, spaghetti straps and cardigans, and I had like a knit sweater, but it was like a full front button. I never, like, I would have looked at something like this and been like, oh man, that's ugly, you've given up. But now, something about like a big comfy warm crew neck, they're just so warm that I feel like I conflate the comfiness with being cute. So when I feel comfy, I also then feel cute, and then I like the article of clothing that much more. What am I going to do on Tuesdays now with no midnight runs? We'll do something else. We'll find something. There'll still be mount stuff going on. Any chance now that you've done fights in normal that you'd splice the footage into your raid guides? Not a chance, no. Those are done, and I shall never open those project folders ever again. I tend to leave those in the past. It would be good to have them updated. It's just not something that I've ever gotten to, just because usually by the time I could get to it, oh dear, this didn't go very well, did it? By the time I could get to it, that's not going to count. Is it? Oh, it is. I did win. Okay. There's just other videos that are more relevant that could be done instead. I did get midnight. What mounts do you still have on your list? I need the Mechagon stuff. I need the Arachnoid Harvester mount, and I also would like to get the Rust Feather. And then another one that we could maybe sort of camp on Tuesdays could be Fabius. I don't have Fabius yet. I don't know what I need to do for Fabius is just do like a 6 to 8 hour day, because it could take a long time to spawn, but that would guarantee that we would find one up. But I don't have the patience anymore to sit and farm for something and look for something for that long. I just don't have it in me. Like using Zoom on that fight in Perky Pug? Would he be opposed to a community member helping with it? I don't want to use any free labor for YouTube. I don't let... I barely let myself touch my stuff. Odite and Cats, thank you very much for the raid, but unfortunately I am about to leave. This is the end of my stream for the day. Floofy raid, thank you very, very much. I appreciate the support. I also appreciate you guys hanging out with me, for chatting and for lurking, for spending the Sunday with me. I had a lovely stream. I will be back not tomorrow. Mondays are my day off, but I will be back on Tuesday with some mount runs, or well, mount attempts really. Runs is kind of a misnomer now because we do have all of the instance drop mounts that I'm willing to farm at this time, but we'll get some people out to Mechagon. It'll be a good time. Thank you all so very, very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.